Hey guys, my name is Matt, and I have a sharpening service in Lee, the American Edge, and also I host a community at the Guild of Professional Sharpeners. And this is another video in the Hot Tip Tuesday series. And historically, I do these on physically sharpening. In this video, I want to branch out a little bit towards the business side of it. Just because it's been something that's coming up a lot for me in the recent past, just in my own like operation in my life. And ultimately, the takeaway here today, and it's something that comes up in the class that I have on at the Guild. And one of the principles here is to be the easiest person in the world to pay. And I'll dive down on that a little bit more here soon. But some things that have been happening. You've probably seen it before too, where some places like cash only, or just like the process of transferring payment is shockingly hard, given that in this day and age we live, where transferring money is like it should happen about at the speed of light and with little or no resistance. I feel like that's something that should probably be well known, but it kind of keeps coming up. And in another chapter of my life, or another part of my life, there's something going on where I asked for something to be built, and we did a lot of really good work to have it be built, and it is built, and it's been sitting packaged up in the box. I think we're at like 28 or 29 days. And we're just waiting for payment to clear so that they can ship it. And I feel a little bad. I feel like I'm kind of hounding people, but at the same time, it just doesn't make sense to me how two organizations that are trying to do business can't transfer payment. Clearly, I feel like we are our own biggest obstacle. And another one is I try to upsell in my sharpening business. So one of the things that I upsell when people bring me their kitchen knives to sharpen is a ceramic hone. And I have a video that I share with like how I recommend using a ceramic hone. And I love them. They're great. But like the process of ordering those just seems very convoluted to me, where I email a request, the request is received and acknowledge receipt, and then the order goes in the mail, they get to me. The only way for me to pay for those is like by taking the paper invoice out of the box, writing a check, putting it back in the mail. And it's just like, I get it. Like it clearly it works for them, but like it would be cool if I could just click something and it's done, right? Like that's kind of the world I think we live in. We should be living in my opinion. And to the people who I help start businesses, like sharpening businesses in particular, but ultimately this is universal. And that if you are looking to put yourself out there, and somebody says, thank you for that product or service that you have offered me, do you accept? The answer should be yes, right? Like a cash, check, credit, crypto, yes, 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 Venmo. Yeah, like whatever. Yeah, yep. What works best for you? I'm happy to receive that. I usually say like I prefer cash, prefer crypto, whatever it is, but I accept anything. So whatever works well for you. And that's really the guidance that the biggest takeaway that I want to share with everybody is like just be abundantly easy to pay. I have shared some of my views on the evolution of the financial system, and we're living in it right now, which is pretty awesome to be able to be part of it and see the evolution happening. One thing that has been frustrating me and that I don't fully understand is that there is criticism of crypto, specifically Bitcoin, for being too slow. And frankly, I really don't understand where that resistance is coming from. And when I try to transfer money, like albeit like if I'm within, like I use USAA for personal banking, and if I'm transferring money from one account to another account within USAA, they do make that happen seamlessly and like instantly. But if I'm trying to move money from a credit union that's close to me to another bank like USAA, that transaction takes 3 days. And I feel like the evolution of money, where like, and furthermore, like you can't do it on a holiday, right? Throw in weekends and holidays, and we're looking at like upwards of a week to send money. And the solution, as far as I can see in the Bitcoin space, is that transaction can happen at, any volume of money, in, 10 minutes, in like worst case scenario. But if it's a transaction you can do over Lightning, it takes approximately a second. So I guess I don't fully understand that. And I have personally have been feeling a lot of frustrations with how hard it is to move money, even paying my credit card from one bank to a card that's being held by another bank. It takes days. And it's the system, right? I'm going to work around what I have, but I just don't understand the criticism of what I see as another system that is almost, infinitely faster, with, albeit most of these transactions, I'm not doing wires, so I'm not paying for these transactions. So, I'm not incurring a cost there. But again, like the transactions through a crypto network is very small in the scheme of things as well. So I am pro crypto. I think it's a wise thing to study. I like to point out that what we do here is like anything we're doing where we're exchanging our time or our energy or our knowledge or experience for money, which is what almost all of us do in the form of a job. We usually trade that for money, right? So it seems silly to me that we don't dedicate more energy to learning about money, or the evolution of it. My own personal journey through studying Bitcoin taught me so much about the monetary system I've been using my whole life, and it has definitely helped me understand both. And in so doing, I have seen the advantages of evolving that system. I also share, like, just to kind of go back to that, like that first point, like the point I was really driving home, and something that I share in the course that I offer in the guild is this experience where I was at a peach farm, and I really wanted peaches, but the owner of the peach farm it says cash only, and I'm in here in New Hampshire, right? Like we're generally a pretty good community. It's not exactly my neighbor, but it's not that far away. Like there is no other way for me to drive home with a bag of peaches than to exchange cash in that moment. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity. So I guess again, like I'm just seeing this, it is still happening, and I want to invite you to be as easy to pay as possible. Historically, I've always been very pro barter. And in a recent discussion we were having on the guild, on the forum in the guild, one Mike was sharing that he is tending towards just doing cash only transactions, or like doing transactions with the monetary system that we have in place, and because it was built for these sort of situations. And I shared a story in that about how I bartered Sharpening for bread and jam one time, and I effectively paid $30 for a loaf of bread and a jar of jam. So I definitely see that, and I don't really push the bartering thing a whole lot. If you find yourself in a situation where it works, that's fine. But my own experience with it is that more often than not, somebody's going to feel like they're not getting the best deal. And frankly, that is like, if we go back in time and like human history, like that's sort of why we invented a monetary system. So if it works, that's fine, but it's not something that, and when somebody presents to me an opportunity for barter, I'm just thinking through other situations where I have, and I still do barter, and they generally don't, they're not like, they don't work out in such a way so that I'm like, wow, I love bartering. Like I should be doing more of this. Frankly, it's almost always the opposite. So, with that, I just wanted, like, while I'm wide open, and I say, when somebody says like, do you accept, the answer should be yes. I just have that small caveat with bartering. But I welcome your feedback on that and how you operate your business. If you do have any experiences where it has been sort of shockingly hard to transfer payment for something that you would like to have, I welcome you to share that in the comments to this video, as well as any other feedback on how you're handling the transfer of payments if you're getting into this space, whether it's a sharpening business or any other business. So thanks so much. I hope this has been helpful, and that's it. We'll see you on the next Hot Tip Tuesday.